Good afternoon. My name is L.i.a.T.s. I am the founder of Lost in a Trance Sanctuaries, or L.i.a.T.s. I was called to make this video right now today by the powers greater than myself to share some information that collectively human beings need to know. Knowledge is power, always. And with great power comes great responsibility. Unfortunately, we are living in a day and age where I'm not saying I believe in anarchy and, don't trust the government, but there is corruption within our systems that is systematically designed and set up to keep us in a perpetual cycle of being ostracized, oppressed, and without knowledge that is pertinent to us and our evolution as energy, as beings, energetic beings. I'm here to share some ways to identify and ways to educate as a targeted individual, different methods that is used to target or methods used to monitor targeted individuals. Okay. First of all, let me begin by saying that I hope everybody's having a blessed and productive day. I don't want to give you too much personal information about myself, but I will give you a little bit of personal information about myself, just so maybe some stock will actually be put in what I'm saying. Because as a targeted individual, that is part of what the systems, or the corruption within the systems, because there is righteous within the systems as well. My hat's off to them. They have their work cut out for them. But for the corruption that is existing, or that does exist within the systems, that oppresses us, that ostracizes us, that weaponizes the things that are meant to protect us and our human rights against us to violate them. Part of the way that that's done is to discredit, to smear campaign people, or to paint a picture of them. So that way, if they are able to share their message, or they are able to share this information, that people will not believe them, that they will be discounted, that they won't be taken seriously. Oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. Bottom line is that I know what my purpose is here on this planet, and it's to help make this world a better place. And I'm going to do just that. And anybody who doesn't like it, or any energy that doesn't like it, or anything that attempts to stop me, has no pure or positive intentions for life. Period. I'm a humanitarian. I'm not just humanitarian. I'm life is beautiful. Energy is beautiful. When you are a person like myself that feels so much, it can be very overwhelming. When you have knowledge that you can't explain how you know, it can be very overwhelming. Psychiatry has been a way that has been used to ostracize people and discredit them. For example, Karen Mulder, the model. They made her look like she was crazy and a liar. Come to find out 25 years later, everything she said was proven to be true. This is after they publicly humiliated her, all because she spoke the truth. I'm here to speak the truth. Rewind, playback. Let me start from L.i.a.T.s, Lost in a Trance Sanctuaries, is supposed to be a place for people to heal from trauma. This planet, Earth, is suffering from a huge festering wound, trauma wound, that is just getting bigger and bigger and festering even further. Getting filled with parasites and It's despicable. There are several people that have been deliberately oppressed and deliberately been stopped, that whose minds they have tried to control with distraction, with trauma, with different things. So that way, human beings as a collective could not come together and share knowledge to have the power that the corruption within these systems is abusing. What I'm stating is facts. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you could accept it or not as a fact, doesn't change what a fact is. Fact is a fact. Whether you want to accept that, whether you want to accept that in your world or in your mind as reality or not, is up to you. I'm here to let the collective know that we all have that, first of all, the antidote. We have the cure for everything inside of ourselves. Our mind and our bodies are the most complex and amazing machine to this day that they cannot replicate. Only through making test tube babies, cloning, making hybrids of people. But we're becoming less and less organic and becoming more and more synthetic with distractions from the mundane or the material world, which is surface level, shallow, skin deep, and looks can be deceiving. That being said, Lost in the Trance Sanctuaries is a place, or it's going to be places where people can heal from trauma using various forms of therapy, artistic means. It will serve multiple purposes for the greater good of life, of beauty, of love, of truth, without the use of any sort of psychiatric or narcotics. No. This is something that I am in the process of establishing, which is part of the reason why I'm here. I'm looking for like-minded people with the same moral and ethic values and whom serve the same purpose toward the greater good in good orderly direction. Do we want to make this world a better place? Genuinely, not just because they want to appear nice, not because they want a tax write-off, not because it serves some sort of purpose for them other than fulfilling the purpose within them with humility and integrity, to know that they left this place better than it was before they came here. And really, that is what every human being's purpose should be on this planet. But it's not. To each his own. I'm not here to judge anybody. But everybody counts. Everybody matters. Everybody's equal. Everybody matters. Life matters. And I'm here to whistleblow any chance I get on any corruption I find or I see or I can expose within these systems. I'm going to. Because how dare anybody play God in somebody else's life for their own perverse pleasure? How dare people go around treating other human beings as if they are an inanimate object? Especially children. I know, because I was one of those children. I am one of those children. I'm one of those children who just healed. I resurrected the little girl I was. She just got resurrected from the dead in order for me to heal. Now, let me fast forward again. Back to methods of monitoring and gang stalking and harassment and whatever you want to call it, done to targeted individuals like myself, whom is a targeted individual. As a targeted individual, I'm here to let you know that being a targeted individual doesn't look just like seeing the police every time you go outside. It is a very complex system. When you're a targeted individual, it takes a whole community of people, various people that are working together deliberately to keep you distracted from being able to think straight, keep you occupied so that way you're not able to see or know and understand what's really going on because you're distracted. It's like the art of war. One of the oldest tactics of war is create a diversion. So they try to keep you in a sense of urgency, chaos. Why? Because when you're having to deal with chaos, you cannot focus on other things. You're in flight or flight mode. That being said, I myself, I'm here for a reason. And I've done plenty of drugs in my life. I've had plenty of sex in my life. I've had plenty of shallow things in my life that I look to try to use as a band-aid to cover up wounds that were not cleaned properly to heal. All it did was help them fester. But that was then, and this is now. So now I'm able to share what knowledge I've learned and what knowledge I will continue to learn, since learning and healing are both not linear. Excuse me, they are both linear. They are not there's no beginning or no end to healing nor to learning. Let me rewind again, play back. I am the granddaughter of Dr. Edwin Byron Steer. Dr. Edwin Byron Steer used to be the chief scientist to the United States Air Force. He was a doctor of engineering. He was studying quantum theory when he passed away. He passed away from the rarest form of dementia, memory loss, Lewy body dementia. Mind you, I have broken free from the matrix. I have been a part of an experiment since I was a small child, known as Kevin. I am not the only person that's a part of this. Kevin is spelled Quebn, which stands for Quantum Ultraviolet Equilibrium Binary Neuroplasticity. It's a form of mind control. It's a way to test people to see how much they can handle. At 16 years old, my psychiatrist at the time, whom was the head psychiatrist who ran the whole psychiatric institute at UCLA at that time, I was his only patient that he saw physically, verbally, for therapy, because he ran the whole facility. I wonder why that is. In any event, at that time, I was told, and my family was told, that if I lived to be past 18 years old, it would be a miracle. But God, but the greater good, but the power of love conquers all. I'm 43 years old today, and I have survived multiple attacks on my life. I have survived multiple attempts to unalive me over years of time, to the point where if I were to sit here and explain them all to you, it would seem almost unbelievable. But the truth is the truth, and the fact is a fact. In any event, I broke free from the matrix of Kevin. And I'm not the only individual that's been a part of this program. I am in firm belief, I will not say this is a fact, but I'm a firm believer that there's a large group of Zennials, if they're not all the Zennials, but most Zennials, which is a smaller group of, or smaller generation of individuals like myself, who are born into the time where we went from the industrial age into the technological age. I was born in 1982. In any event, rewind, play back again. So much information going through my very complex computer machine here that I have control of, because I will not allow anybody else to control it ever again. Now that I know that it was being controlled, can't be controlled anymore. The mind is a powerful thing, and knowledge is meant to be used with responsibility, because it comes with power. So, targeting and monitoring doesn't just look like being followed by police cars and undercover cops, because it happens to me all the time. I have my gang stalking, my targeting, the different things extensively documented once I realized what was going on. I began documenting everything extensively. So, let me see. Excuse me one second. Okay. Let me also say that trauma is one of the most powerful tools that has been used for generations to manipulate the masses collectively. So, okay. I myself have survived occult ritual abuse and sacrifice, human child sex trafficking and energy harvesting, molestation, physical assaults, mental and emotional abuse and neglect, punitive psychiatry, emotional and abuse and neglect, drug dependence, gang activity, abuse of power while in child social welfare systems, as well as while incarcerated in the juvenile and adult justice system. I've been gang stalked, I've been ostracized, I've been targeted, and I've been oppressed. I've had mental institutionalization done to me for study of mind control. I have survived intimate partner violence, domestic violence as a spouse of a combat veteran with untreated service-connected PTSD. And yet here I am, being able to share this message with you. So, monitoring can look like a lot of different things. It goes way beyond being just followed by police. It takes a community of people. It takes several individuals, and it's done very strategically, and it's done in such a subtle way that it's easy to deny and make the person whom's being targeted made to look as if they don't know what they're talking about or like they're crazy. I have been labeled as crazy or put under psychiatric care since I was a small child. And had tests and been in a science experiment, pretty much. But now I've broken free from the matrix and I have control of my own mind and my own life and everything. Now that I have had an awakening to see what's really going on. I have completely broken free from drug dependence. I've completely broken free from codependence. I've completely broken free from reactive abuse, gaslighting, scare tactics, there's so many different methods of monitoring and controlling. Example, it will have your neighbors involved. It will have local law enforcement involved, the corrupt within the local law enforcement system. It will have, if you have children, it will have school districts involved. It will have your family involved. I pretty much was sold as a child as a living sacrifice. And I have been sacrificed and used as a sacrificial lamb until recently, where I reclaimed all my power, where I reclaimed all my energy, where I became aware. Can you ask your brother to be quiet, please? I can hear him using profanity all the way over here. That's unacceptable while I'm making a video. He shouldn't be using profanity anyway. Go let him know right now, please. You're not moving quick enough. Thank you. They will weaponize the Department of Children and Family Services against you. Stop using profanity now! In any event, excuse me, I myself have 3 pre-teenagers whom, through me, were being targeted as well. Through retaliation, through school districts. Anytime I whistleblowed, anytime I tried to speak up in our defense, retaliation has been done. Destroying my vehicles, deliberately making me get in car accidents. Excuse me, may I have my phone? Thank you. In any event, they will do and go to great lengths to silence people who are going to spread truth and love, because it does not serve their greater purpose. The corrupt within the systems, the principalities, the evil deeds of people whom are not human, NPCs, whatever you want to call them. I was institutionalized in the mental institution 3 times by the time I was 16 years old, and they said I was crazy. I was wrongfully incarcerated and put in the state penitentiary. My own mother testified against me. I was given away to the juvenile justice system, or to the Department of Children and Family Services, to basically the child welfare system. I was given to them freely. All of this was in an attempt to silence me or to make me not in tune with myself and my own power and knowledge, because the whole objective is for us to not be aware of the power or the knowledge that we actually have within us. Because the antidote to the hate, the antidote to what ails us, that's plaguing this earth, life, we possess within us. The fountain of youth is the blood of the children. It is the children. The fountain of youth is the children. I am surrounded by drones over my property where I live. Landlords are used as a way to monitor, because they don't just monitor. They try to put you in a position where they will threaten you with wrongful evictions. They will threaten you with making false reports. I've had false reports made to law enforcement. And they will use your past history against you to try to discredit you and ostracize you in the present moment. Obviously, I'm not no angel. Or maybe I am an angel. I'm not without sin. That's what I should say. I am not without sin. I have never made a mistake. I've never not done something wrong. Nobody on this planet has. Can honestly say that. The only ones that haven't done anything wrong are the innocent that get sacrificed for the perverse pleasure and for the monetary and mundane of maleficent, malicious, and nefarious energy. They are allocating resources in a non-transparent way and preventing other people from being able to partake in that. They're just taking and taking and taking and taking, and they're using it to create weapons and methods of mass destruction to get rid of as many people as possible. Baby boomers were used to multiply as many people as they could to do their mad scientist experiments. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are not human beings, who lack compassion and respect for life, love, for being pure at heart, for doing things without ill intentions. Nobody's saying be perfect, don't make mistakes. That's being unrealistic. The biggest mistake I ever made was doubting myself. The biggest mistake I ever made was believing the narrative that was fed to me for so many years when I had no recollection or memories, because they did what they could to make it so I didn't remember. But I broke free of the matrix, and now I remember quite a bit, and I'm remembering more every single day. And can nobody stop it but God, if it's my time to go. In any event, monitoring and targeting and grooming is being done collectively to the masses through social media, through technology, through computers, through electronics for quite some time now. Pretty much for the duration of my life, being that I was born in 1982. So I remember when there was beta cassette tapes, videotapes. I remember when there was Walkmans with regular cassette tapes. I remember when the Discmans came out. I remember, like, I remember my grandfather having a car phone that was the size of my shoe in his BMW. Now, targeting and monitoring can look like so many different things. I get drones that surround my house and follow me when I leave, or not even when I leave, just when I go outside in the evening, that surround my house to monitor me and what I'm doing. I've had false police reports made. I have been investigated by the Department of Children and Family Services on 5 separate occasions. Okay. I have been wrongfully accused of a variety of things. Being monitoring and targeted individual, again, doesn't just look like the cops are following me. Oh, it's way more extensive and way more deliberate and strategic than that. They will send you honeypots or handlers. Those are people that are meant to come and distract you and gaslight you in a romantic relationship, to play on your emotions, to emotionally manipulate you. That is something that's done to targeted individuals on a regular basis. That's actually one of the most useful methods, because when it comes down to it, anybody who's really a human being and really is about trying to make this world a better place, all they want is love. They just want to be loved and share love and spread love. And even help the people that hate them for no apparent reason to feel loved. Maybe touch their heart, pull on their heartstrings, and maybe help them get through a dark night of the soul where they've given up on good, where they've given up on themselves, thinking that they can have better, they can do better. Either way, I've been doing this video for 30 minutes now, and this is my first actual video. So I think I'm going to stop here. I hope this reaches as many people as it can. And I hope that this will help the movement, the revolution of our evolution as energies that are in these vessels here to help heal this huge trauma wound from hate. Because hate is not something people are born doing. They're taught it. People are taught to hate. They're not born being hateful. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. See you again soon.